Hi everybody, it's Sam at Mixed Up Craft. Thanks for watching my tutorial today. So this one is starting off a little bit different. You would have seen the pictures on the introduction to this video. However, I haven't actually finished it yet. So usually I make two of everything. So I make one, which is the one that I put together and write down the measurements and everything, and then I make another one through the video. However, this one here, I didn't want to have two. I've got no need for two, and it's not really something that I don't think I'm going to gift to somebody. It's a storage piece for my desk, so that's the reason why I'm working through it. And I stumbled across a picture, and it was all in Japanese or Chinese, I'm not too sure. I can't find any directions whatsoever for it, so I've completely racked my brain, done lots of little like templates and played around, and I've come up with this. And I'm at the point now where I'm assembling it and it's starting to look quite good. So I figured I would carry on the rest of it and film it. So I'm going to talk you through exactly what you need and exactly what I've done. And basically from the side here you can start to see what is starting to take shape. And I'm really pleased with this, and it works really well, and it's a nice solid piece so far. Now this is going to have another drawer at the bottom here. You can see there I've attached the little hinges, and then it's going to have a lid on the top. Now the actual pieces that you need and the putting these bits all together is really simple, and I've done the boxes in a lot of my other videos. So what I will do now is I will tell you exactly what you are going to need, and then you can stop the video, get up to where I am, and then we can, you know, put the rest of it together. So this is the base, so this is the start of one of these, and this is the one that's going to go on the bottom here. And the lid is exactly the same as well, it's just turned upside down, and I haven't put the DSP on the lid. So you are going to need 4 pieces, okay, of 8 1/4 by 8 1/4 cardstock. Now I've done brown, I've had this brown for ages and I never seem to really use it, and then I thought actually if I do a bit of a shabby chic style box, and it's come in handy for this. So it's the only 4 pieces I had, so again that's another reason why I'm not going to do 2 of them, because I don't have the exact colours anymore. Not that you need to, because I think this will look really nice in lighter tones as well. So anyway, so 4 pieces of that, so it's 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. You will then need to do these little tabs that I've done here of DSP. You need 12 pieces of 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches. You will then need a piece, so on the top one that I've got here, I've started to put a little lip, and I've done this on my trinket box. And you've got a lip here. And then this is the other one which I'm going to put in, but I'm going to show you. Now these, you need 3 of these at 1 1/2 by 4 3/16 of an inch. So there's a bit of a different measurement there, because obviously it's sitting inside the box. Okay, so that's 1 1/2 by 4 3/16 of an inch. You'll need a hinge. So it's this piece here for the lid, which is going to attach to the top here. And this measures at 2 by 4 3/16 of an inch, because again that's going to be sitting inside the box. And then these smaller hinges here, you need 8 of these, and they measure at 2 1/4 by 1/2 an inch. Okay, so this is the 1/2 and then 2 1/4. Then to decorate the lid, you need something to decorate it. So I've got the Stampin' Up succulents, and I've already done all these, and I've inked them all up, and I've distressed them, and I'm going to do a nice little thing there, little kind of, what's it called? I don't know. I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do for the top. So anything you want to decorate, you could just put another piece of, you know, bigger DSP on top, or whatever you want to. Then I figured that potentially when you open all 3, if you're grabbing, I'm going to put brads and embellishments and bits and pieces in this. But I was thinking if I've got all 3 of them open, it could potentially, with the lid open, topple over. So I'm adding a base. So this is my base, which is 2 bits of card together. And the brown measures at 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. And the DSP is 5 7/8 by 5 7/8. And basically this piece here that I'm going to do is the base, and I'm going to stick this bit onto the middle of this, and I think it'd just really make it nice and strong. In terms of brads, I've used quite a few brads on this. You will need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16 brads. So again, that's something that you'll need to go and get. I just had it, I think I've got one that's maybe odd. Yeah, I've got one odd one here, but that's fine. This is my version anyway. I might change it, or if I do decide to do another one, then I can make sure I've got them all the same. So that's everything you're going to need. Now, like I said, I haven't finished this, I haven't put this together, so I'm literally just going to go along and just chat away as if, yeah, I don't know, I'm just going to wing it really now and just see what happens. So I need to cut this one. Like I said, this is exactly the same for all of the other 3 that you will have. So you just, again, just like I do all my reinforced boxes, you just need to cut down. Oh, actually, I should have explained. Let me quickly as well, for those of you that are new and that haven't seen my videos and have never done anything before, you will need to score this. So first of all, so this is your 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. You're going to be scoring at 1 inch, 2 inches, 6 1/4, and 7 1/4. And you just want to do that on all 4 sides. Those exact same measurements. And then you will have this crisscross, okay? And that is all the scoring for the minute for the boxes that you will need to do. So I'm going to continue cutting this. So that is what you want. So that one tab cut out of that corner. So again, this end just going to cut all the way down. So, okay, and you've got those 2 there. Then just rotate the whole lid, or base in this case, sorry, onto the other side, and just cut down again. Like so. So I'm really hoping this is all going to turn out well. Like I said, the bit that I've already assembled is functioning good, so there's no reason why it shouldn't, but you never know. Right, I'm just going to slightly shear off your tabs there, just so that you get a nicer finish, because again, you need to really make sure that you burnish it well and you have a really crisp finish, so it all stacks on top of each other perfectly. So make sure your scoring's exact, and your cutting's really good as well. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one. I actually quite like using this. I know I use a lot of brown card, as in like cardboard looking, which is what I really like, but I've never used brown. And this is really brown. So it's kind of just been sat there at the bottom of my card, and I thought, oh no, this could work. And the DSP I used was from the range a while ago now. Unfortunately I haven't got the name for it, but any nice floral goes nice with the brown anyway. So that's all the cuttings. You should have 2 tabs like that and 2 tabs like that. So if I leave that like that, that is what you need 4 times. And the lid, in my case, I've left completely brown, so no DSP on it. However, you can design it any way that you want to, but you will need 4 cut exactly the same and assembled exactly how I'm going to do it now. So I've been using Tombow for pretty much all this project. Haven't used any fuse or double-sided tape or anything, because this has worked much better. So you just want to pop, just making sure that you spend a bit of time on the edge there, because these are going to be used like a lot. You know, I'm going to be actually putting this together and then wanting to use it, whereas I think a lot of gift boxes that we make and we give to people, they're used that one time and then they're kind of like disposed of, as sad as it is, whereas this is going to be kept. So I probably shouldn't have put it on all 4 then, but just be careful and just basically fold that one in there and hold that down. Just make sure you're not getting it onto the desk there. Don't need to hold it for long, just a few seconds, just to make sure it's adhered properly. Okay. Of course, me being me, I started doing this and I'm already thinking about the next one that I can do. So I've already got other ideas now with this concept. So if you do like it, then subscribe to my channel, subtle little hint there, and hopefully you'll like the other ones that I do as well. Because when I saw the picture I thought, oh god, this is going to be really, really hard, but like a lot of these things, once you deconstruct it and really look at it, it's not too bad. You've got a good ruler, a bit of patience. Right. And there we go. Okay, so now you've just got these 4 tabs and they're just going to be the reinforced pieces, so they just need to be glued. So I'm going to glue inside this bit here. You can glue on that one if you want, but it's just a bit easier. You can just see there, not being too careful with it, and then just fold it in. And grab your bone tool and just really push that down and make sure you get a really crisp finish. Go right into the corners, because you want this to sit really nicely on top. Well, it's going to have 2 more on top of it, so this is obviously the bottom one, like so. You get a nice sharp side there. So just repeat that on all 4 sides. I have a big delivery coming tomorrow from Stamping Up and I am so excited. It's my biggest order I've done, and there's loads of nice things coming, so I might do a funny little video of me waiting for the UPS man to arrive. And can't wait to get my goodies. I've already got some nice ideas of what I want to do with them, so I can't wait to get cracking with all of that. Okay, just the last one. Sorry, I actually forgot there as well. You needed to burnish it all beforehand. I've already done it because I had it ready, but if any of you are struggling, obviously it's because I forgot to tell you to burnish your edges, so sorry about that. Okay, so there you have a really nice, strong, crisp finish. Right, so now onto the little bit fiddly bit, but not, shouldn't be too bad. So I will do that bit last. So I'm going to talk through where you need to hole punch. So this is all the way I've done it. I just, like I said, I only had a picture. So let me take out these top ones for a minute, just so you can see exactly what I did and how I put it together. Just remove that one. Okay, so, because this is what I'm going to need. No, I'm going to need to do those ones for the bottom. Okay, so on your top little shelf, let's call them, you need to, so this is an inch deep, okay? So I don't want to pull it apart too much because it's attached to the other side. So this is an inch deep. So you need to hole punch at 1/2 inch and roughly just under 3/8 of an inch from the edge in there. Okay, so you can see that hole that I've got there. There goes better. Okay, so that is, yeah, you're looking at yeah, about 3/8 of an inch. Okay, then the second one, so from that hole to that hole, you're looking at 1 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so that's on the top one, and you need to do exactly the same on this side. Okay, then on the second one here, you need to do exactly the same as that, but at the other end, so at the reverse end. So again, you're going to come in roughly 3/8 of an inch, and then it's that same gap again of 1 3/4 of an inch between this one and this one. Okay, and then the one underneath is, this one's easy because it's just directly below that one, and then again 1 3/4 of an inch, and the same distance again as I said there before, the 3/8 of an inch for that one. So I now need to repeat this one here, because that's where these ones are going to stay. They're going to sit. Okay, so this is the fiddliest bit, but you do need to make sure that you get it right, otherwise it will not sit in place. So I'm going to pop that one back in so I've got it all lined up. Let's do that one. Like I said, sorry if I'm not explaining this. I think I am, but if I'm not, I apologise. Like I said, it's the first time I'm doing it, and it's quite hard to really, because it's so little and detailed. But I think you can, if you look at what I'm pointing at and stuff, it should be fine. So see, that all sits perfectly together. So all I need to do now, and what I did is I just got a pencil. Let me just grab one there. And I guess once you've got the top one in, let me just have a look, see if that'll work, because they're all in place. I guess I could just put a pencil mark. That's going to sit there. I hold that there. There we go. And then that one's going to be lined up. There we go. So again, if I just measure that, yeah, 3/4 of an inch that way, and then just a little bit over the inch and 1 3/4 of an inch, but that's fine, it's okay. As long as it's straight and it works for you. I know that they're flush. You can see there that where I've put them in place, they all match up nicely. So with my hole punch, I'm then just going to line up, and that one there, like so. Now I'm going to get that one attached now, and then that'll help me be able to line up the other side. Try and split them apart. Be careful not to pull them. Like so. Ooh. There we go. I'm happy with that, seems to all be working fine. And then you can see then when we go like this, hey, that looks quite good. Like I said, it's a bit wobbly at the minute, but it hasn't got the other side on yet. So flip over, that's the front, so you're getting a nice finish there on the front. That needs to be pushed in a little bit. I need to work that with my bone tool. That's your front look there, and then again the same here. So I'm going to line these so that they look like these two here, and just get my pencil. Again, make sure this is perfect. That one. And that one. And carefully just pull that out like so. Where am I? One here. There we go. And then again, grab my two other brads. I was just fortunate that I had all these. That I mean, that I think personally I want them all the same. So I think in some time, if I find some more, I might have them so that they're all green and just have them plain. Because the one thing I've noticed with the ones I've got is, obviously I've got one odd one there, which I mentioned earlier, but this isn't affecting it working, but I don't like it visually. I prefer, I mean, I know they look like they're cogs kind of working against each other if you line them up, but I don't know, I would prefer it to all be little dots, I think, so I might end up changing that. But right now, there it all is. We've got a nice functioning set of drawers, I guess. They are drawers. All sitting there. Just check the front there. All alright. Yeah, I think once it's sat down. Right, so now, where's that back? There we go. Right, so now we need to add the lip. So this bit here is going to go into the top one, onto the back, and then we're going to attach the lid like so. So the lid will then be on a hinge. Okay, so first of all I'm going to pop a bit of Tombow on that one and just hold that in place. Like so. And then to do this with the lid, I just want to make sure it's all going to line up. You can see there it's all kind of coming together. So this is going to be a bit fiddly now because you're going to have to stick it like that and hold it like that. Okay, so I'm going to pop the glue in the lid this time. Make sure you get it on those edges there. Like so. And make sure you get it right down so that it's joined at the back there. You see this bit here? I'm still getting the natural daylight just starting to, the sun's setting now, so I can see the shadow, my shadow coming on again. That sounded weird then, my shadow. It's like I got a moustache. My shadow coming on. Again, I'm mumbling. Those of you who've seen enough of my videos now know how much I mumble. It's because I sit here looking out, looking across at other houses, and if they can see me, they probably think that girl's always sat there talking to herself because they can't see the camera because it's just below my, it's kind of like on like shoulders height, and it's in line with the bottom of the windowsill, so it's actually quite funny. Okay, I think that is stuck. Let me just want to make sure I get it right in the corners. There's my bone tool there so it sticks down. I think that's okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Hey, it's all starting to take shape. Okay, so I've already put in these. Let me just, I need to fold it down a little bit now, even though that glue's still wet. I don't want to push it too much first. I'm just going to hold it there. Okay, so you need these, the lips that I was talking about before. Now I've already put these two. You can see it's slightly raised here on this side. So I just need to add one final one here. Now what I do on the one, just on the side ones, the corners here that are by the lid, is I've just corner punched it. And it just helps, when you close that lid, it just helps to guide it to close it. Whereas if you just keep it at a point, eventually that might get a bit warped and then it'll end up looking not very nice. So if you do it that way, it's a bit better. So I'm just going to glue, make sure I do the right end. So you know you're going to have some exposed, so don't put the glue right up. So it's about 1/4 of an inch. So just glue, make sure you glue below that. Like so. Okay. And then this one. And it also covers the brads, which I quite liked. And then I thought, I wonder if I should put the, you know, something to cover the brads in all of the boxes, all of the little drawers. But then I didn't like the finish it would give. And then because they're reinforced, I tried looking at hole punching and putting the brad in and then putting that reinforced piece down, but then you can't. What's the reason why I couldn't do it? Oh yeah, because then you can't actually assemble them properly, so it wouldn't have worked. Okay, I think that is in. Let's just try and close that down. Is it going to go? Yes, it does. There you go. Get that nice finish on the top. And there's the back. I'm pretty impressed with that. I think that is really quite special. And then there's your top one for all your little trinkets and stuff. Like I said, I think once, if I just roll those in a little bit as well. Usually what I did do when I done my trinket box, this was one piece, the hinge, and I think that's why it's just maybe slightly, it's not really affecting it. I think once, no, it's okay. I think once I start using it a lot, it will probably fall into place a lot easier. Okay, so now I need to dress the top. So these are the Stampin' Up! Succulents, and I'm just going to do a nice little detail there. That looks really pretty. So let's do this one first. If you want to know how I done the succulents, I done a probably now, it's probably about 5 or 6 videos ago, I done a wine bottle collar. And it was all of these succulents all cascading down the wine bottle. So on that video I show exactly how I made my succulents and how I distress them with my inks. So if you just look for that one on my page, or I'll put a link to it at the end of this video, then you can see how I put them together as well. But it would have just taken too long, and I'm trying to keep the videos a bit shorter just so that you're a bit more engaged. And I know I've seen some videos on YouTube and they're hours long, and I don't sit there for an hour, no way, but I think that's a shame then, because some of the projects are really obviously very nice, but they're just way too long. Okay, I pop that one there. So you see what I mean? I guess I'm trying to think how you could gift this, and I think maybe if you put chocolates in each of the drawers, or you put some soaps, some jewellery. That's another nice thing, it's a nice jewellery box as well. So if you've done it maybe quite glamorous, but the golds and things like that, and got some of that mirrored metallic card that I've recently brought, which I showed in one of my videos, you could make something really special. So that could be a really nice idea, as a nice jewellery box. So I might sell this more as a jewellery box come storage box, because that's I think really pretty. I'm going to put that one there. Like so. I might add a few more, I'm not sure. I've got some even smaller ones that I could just put there, just to finish, really set that off. There we go. And just zoom up on that, you can really see. Focusing. Oh, there we go. Really quite pretty. Right, so that's it done, and then I've got this base, because like I said, I think when it's all open, let's try it. Yeah, look, it lifts up. So I'm hoping with this base, and once you've got your stuff in it, it will keep it all in place. So I think I'm going to add the glue onto this. So just focus on the edges. Like so, and then just go for it in the middle. Obviously not too crazy, because you don't want it all squeezing out the sides. And then you're just going to have to gauge this by eye, so I'm just going to look over the top. You can wobble it around a little bit. I think that is good to go. Now I'm going to open it up and then just apply pressure. I think again, if you've got smaller brads, then you might not see them so much here, but you could still now, if you want, cut more of the, so it would be the same as the lips. So 1.5 by 4 and 3/16 of an inch. If you cut 1, 2, or just 2, just for your sides, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which I might still do, and then you can just cover the brads up there if you didn't want them showing. But I guess once you've got stuff in it, that'll be fine. I'm just going to hold this down for a little bit because obviously it's got that weight. I'm really pleased with it. I get so excited when I do these things. I sit and talk to myself. But I'm not crazy. If anything, crafting stops you from going crazy. It is such a therapy and it is just so lovely and I just adore it. And unless you do it, you will never understand that and you'll probably just think, what a weirdo. But I know the people that are watching this love it too, so there we go. I think that's going to be okay. Look at that. It's going to be hard for me to show in the video without it falling out, but how wonderful. Dun, dun, dun. Again, I need to put stuff in that. Like I said, I'm going to have beads and brads and all sorts of bits and pieces, but and then it just, like I said, once you've got the weight in it, but it visually, in fact, I'm just going to take my camera, let me take it off, hold on 1 minute, I don't usually do this, but there you go, you can get a better view of the finished box. Trying to keep the focus on it, there we go. Gorgeous. So I hoped you liked this just slightly different style video because like I said I couldn't finish it. Oh, it's that way, isn't it? Sorry, I didn't want to do 2 of them and you can see why. But now I am thinking what a lovely gift that would be to give someone with some nice jewellery in it. It's quite a mammoth project. I think this has taken me a good part of the day to, you know, really think of what measurements I wanted to use, what was a nice size. You don't want it to be too big, and then again you don't want it to be too small. And I think I've got it right. So the finishing results, that don't sound right. Finishing size is 4.25 by 4.25. So that's really nice. Height, it's coming in at 4.25 as well. Obviously the full size, because you've got that base there, was 6.25 square, so it's just a really nice size. You can see with my hands there exactly how big it is. So I hope you really liked this one, and please I like to see the likes, the thumbs ups, and subscribe to the channel because I'm always putting up new different things, and I hope you enjoy watching them. Thank you, bye.